Hello friends, today we have a beautiful knife, a folder from one of my favorite brands, GiantMouse knives. It is the Jagt model, which in Danish means hunt. This design was created for hunting. That belly should be a telltale sign. Well, I guess along with a very nice crowned spine on the blade and very well done, smooth but functional jimping. The knife also carries as an EDC very well. It is made from premium materials and to very high standards and quality, just like GiantMouse ACE line, just like you should expect from them. I'll put the specifications on the upper right corner here, but it is CPM MagnaCut. What GiantMouse does on their HRC is they put targeted HRC instead of a range. So on this, they've indicated 62 HRC, which I would expect 61 to 63. That's how other manufacturers will show their heat treatment, but GiantMouse does targeted stone washed finish. In this case, we have an orange G10 handle, but they do have a couple other variations with micarta, and I have to point out that GiantMouse does exceptional finishing on their G10 and micarta. Sometimes their micarta doesn't really feel, it kind of looks like micarta, but has a much smoother feel. They use very high quality material. Not all micarta are the same, as you know. We have a reversible clip, very easy, with just one screw, and you can switch the side. For the pivot mechanism, we have ball bearing, and it is a liner lock. The way the liner lock is executed is also interesting, which we will see when I take the knife apart. I'll basically take off one side of the scale, and that should already show us how the knife is constructed. The blade length is 83.1 millimeters. The thickness is 3.9 millimeters. Handle length is 119.4 millimeters, and the overall length is 202.5 millimeters. The weight of the knife is 119 grams. Very, very ergonomic, comfortable. We have several ways of opening, and all of them work fine. We have a titanium back spacer, it's kind of bead blasted finish on it, and the stainless steel screws, which I thought initially that these were titanium screws. They're stainless steel, but also bead blasted, and they look very similar to their titanium finish. So that's a nice touch. Okay, I've been using the knife for a few months now, so I feel confident about my experience with it, and I really like and enjoy carrying this and using it. I do not do hunting, but I do skinning. I barbecue, so I get my meat in raw cuts from the butcher, and then I do my own cleaning of those pieces. This does a beautiful job. Plus, being MagnaCut, it won't rust on you. It'll keep a good edge. So overall, a very, very good peeling package from GiantMouse. So as you can see, very easy to take this part off. What I do appreciate is, despite the screws being of 3 different sizes, they all take, what is that, a T10? That is a T8, so you don't need to exchange your hex screw, but this one is a T6. So in order for me to show you how the mechanism works, I do need to take off the liner. That's one pointer. It'd be nice for them to switch this up to a T8 screw as well. That way you only need one bit and no need to exchange. So let's take this off. The tolerances are quite nice. There we go. We see it has quite a bit of grease for smooth operation. And what I wanted to show you is, first of all, it has a hidden pin stopper. So you see how the blade is cut out there. That's the D10 ball. The blade itself is cut out, and the stopping pin is fixed in a position where you can see when you're looking at the knife from the top. You wonder what is stopping it. Initially, I thought, is it only the liner lock? Because you see how the liner lock is also hidden inside. Nice little detail is they've chamfered this jimping on the liner lock as well. Try to show you. You see how that is chamfered, so that when you go to deploy or use the liner lock, push down on it, it's not sharp edges. Everywhere you touch the spine or the front of the blade is very well crowned and very comfortable. And the scales, the G10 scales, are milled out precisely, and they fit the liner beautifully. Perfect fitment on everything, and that is how the knife operates. This liner lock is held down with the same middle screw as on the other side, this screw. There we go. Very easy to disassemble and assemble back. I'll actually take this off and show you. I wonder if the pin, the stopping pin, is detachable. Seems to be. Tolerances might be too low, and it is fixed into this liner lock quite well. Doesn't seem to be moving much with just finger force. Here it says Vox and Anso. Those are the designers, LSK Italy. Large majority of their Ace line knives are made in Maniago, Italy. So you get premium build quality, which is very nice to see. Very easy to put the knife back together, as you can see. There we go. We then place the liner on top. Make sure that the bearings sit in their position, like so. And then we screw this back down. We should be good to go. There we go, friends. Everything is easy and smooth to reassemble. We put this back on. Let's do the scales first. Screws are T8, quite easy to reassemble, as I mentioned. You don't want to over tighten any of these, especially the pivot screw, because that will dictate how smooth the knife will close and open. So it's not just a blind torque we need to test. That's a bit too much, I think. We need to loosen it just a smidge. There we go. Make sure there's no side to side. There is slight side to side movement. So retighten, no movement. Let's see. There we go. Beautiful. So as you see, for cleaning purposes, because you might need to clean the knife, especially if you use it for hunting purposes, skinning and whatnot, as you can see, the alignment is right dead on the center. No issues there. So easy to assemble, disassemble, clean it out, and just a pleasure to use. As I already mentioned, I've had the pleasure of testing the knife for a few months now. I've used it for, slicing meat, skinning, a little bit of woodwork, and I have not even stropped the knife. You see, beautiful micro feathers. The knife is just very, very pleasant to use. A couple of different holes you can kind of choke up if you need to, but I believe the way they've designed it is basically two holes, your regular hole, and if you need to choke up for skinning and getting down to the joints, etc. The middle finger sits in here nice, and the index finger sits right directly on the jimping for close-up work. I mentioned I have not even stropped it. I've done nothing other than just wash it off. So let's look at the knife under the microscope to see if we have any change, any damage to the blade section. So now we're looking at the stone wash finish. Slight, what is that, a scratch? Let's see. Slight scratch on the blade. The stone wash looks very good, even. And now the cutting edge. Let me zoom in. We should be doing about 600 magnification. We see a rather toothy edge, and that is, none of this is damage actually. This is from the factory. So from what I've noticed on the blades that I received from GiantMouse, they do not do mirror polishing. You see it's very even all across. The toothy grind. Let me zoom in. So what we were looking at earlier was actually the upper section of that section, right? And what that does is it tells us approximately what kind of sharpening grade of stone or sharpening belt they use. And I think that could be, I don't know, up to 1,000 max. Maybe 800, maybe 600, maximum 1,000. If we now do a slight turn and actually look at the cutting edge and zoom in, we see the same picture, right? This does a very good job cutting meat as well. And again, this is a hunting knife, and it is intended to cut and slice meat and skin, etc. Does a beautiful job at that. It's done very evenly throughout. I might do not a resharpen, not reprofile, but resharpening this, go up maybe up to 3,000. I have from Hapstone a very nice, their RS Ultra sharpener with a set of their resin bonded diamond stones. and I do want to use it on some of the premium knives that I have from MagnaCut to see how they perform. So you will probably be seeing this knife again in the sharpening video and test video. Okay, pretty consistent all across. Please check out the purchase links in the description. You will be getting a 15% off if you use my discount code and the purchase link. I strongly recommend GiantMouse, especially the ACE line. All knives that I've been testing for almost a year now for the Blicker, and this fixed blade from GiantMouse, as I was saying, their micartas are exceptional. This is probably the best quality micarta that I have out of the entire collection of knives that I own. So that says something. Their contouring, their milling work is just top notch. When you're holding their knife or knives, they're very assuring of quality. Very nice feel. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to use the purchase links and the discount code to get the 15% off on your entire order. Stay safe. Have a good one.